city in South America, as always. On the news, I see lots of things about the UK, of course. Um, on YouTube, I see 101 a day, mostly protesting against migrant hotels, etc. People seem to be backing the person considered to be criminal because he's been locked up. Tommy Robinson. You do as you wish. I mean, I wouldn't particularly back him. He has a point, but I don't think he's going about things quite right, and I don't think he's going the right direction. I say this because a lot of people are talking about a civil war in the UK, a revolution. Okay, so the current government isn't really in power correctly. Well, it depends how you see it, really. Only 52% of the voting population voted, and it was like, what was it, 32% of them voted for him. So he they didn't get a majority vote. But anyway, depends how you look at it, I guess. Anyway, let's get back to the Civil War idiotic idea in the UK. We have to stop illegals coming into the country, absolutely. Yeah, we have to stop illegals coming into the country, absolutely. They should be put into a processing facility and either deported or granted visas, depending, right? That should definitely happen. Claiming asylum is never a thing for the UK. We never have to admit anyone ever, because the international law is they go to the first safe haven country to claim asylum, not the third or fourth or seventh or whatever. England's never going to be the first because it's an island surrounded by safe haven countries. So that's that. So we never have to allow anyone. Should we? No. England is becoming third world for Europe, 100%. I'm in South American country, and these are classed as third world countries, right? Yep. England should be really good friends with Argentina because I think they're doing a lot better than England. Certain things that haven't developed, you know, limited trains in certain countries, and most countries don't have trains, trams don't exist, that sort of stuff, you know. Transportation of goods was never their idea, you know, not like the UK. We started with canals and all that sort of stuff, and they never did any of that. So this is supposed to be third world, right? But okay, so there's look, that bin truck looks the same. Yeah, it looks the same as the ones in the UK. Yeah, that's how third world it is. Look at this. So there's no old cars and new cars, and look, this is an old Dodge D400, I think it is. It's a school bus. This one, but I believe they are running on gas rather than petrol, rather than diesel. I think they changed the engines. That's because of the altitude here, by the way, as well. But look, a lot of Chinese vans there to take people around. You can like stop them and they will pick you up, and that will cost you hardly anything. This one is because this is 180. That one there, so 180. 180 is £1.25 roughly. Yeah, £1.25 that costs you. You can do the whole complete journey. It does, and the other ones will cost you about £1.50. Probably less than that. I'm probably talking it wrong. No. 12 pence and 15 pence. Yeah. That's how cheap the journeys are, 15 pence. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little live stream because I always do live. I don't like to edit stuff, etc. I never edit any of my videos. They're just me rambling on or showing you what's about. I haven't anywhere interesting to have proper videos. Well, I have a little bit. Didn't they take a video, or did I? I would need to start uploading videos every day. I need to do that definitely. Look at this, going this way. That's where we're going. So yeah, going back to what I was saying about a civil war in England. This is a really fucking stupid idea, people. Don't do it. I mean, we're all pissed off. You know, I'm not even in England. But I have family there, and I feel for them, and I have friends there, and I feel for them. It's right in my ear. Anyway, you're probably saying, "You are walking on the road, not on the path." That's correct. Yeah, that is correct. Anyway, that's nice. That's a Land Cruiser. I like those Land Cruisers. Those ones. Yeah, it's a nice truck. Yeah. Such a third world countries. You know, it reminds me quite a lot of Spain. Spain has better roads, better. This is a thing. This place is not as good as most more of England, to be fair. Spain has better roads, better transportation. It's cheaper. High-speed rail in every direction. Barcelona to Madrid, 2 hours by train, 4 hours by car, 4 or 5 hours by car. You know, there's that. Windy, I hope you can hear me. Yeah, so it always is. The rich always prevail, and the poor always left paying to repair all the damage they caused. That's a fact, you know? That's a fact. So, we don't want to do that. We do want to stop the boats. We do want to stop the illegals. We need to process them through facilities, which we already have, by the way, because we just need to fill them with beds. Because the government built loads of facilities for processing products. Government, like when after Brexit, they thought there was going to be a huge tax problem and all that sort of problems with like paying tax on imports and exports, etc. So they built all these facilities. You look it up. I saw this, maybe a documentary on it a few years ago. So yeah, there's facilities already in place that aren't being used. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me, but I'm sure that's correct. So we could use them. Just put some double beds, like bunk beds in there, and process them there. Put a fence around it. We've got fences around them anyway, because they're businesses, and that's how it works, right? And some armed guards, because if you enter a country illegally, why should you walk in the streets freely? You haven't got a visa. You need to be processed for your visa, right? That's the thing, right? Surely you need to be processed. You can't just be walking freely on the streets, you know? Yeah, any old criminals do whatever they want. Imagine that. Anyway, I tell people here, I show videos of like the migrant hotels, and they go, "What? The government puts people in hotels? How do they do that?" I say, they just lose their passport, claim asylum. And like people like, they then go, oh, okay, they get their phone out and start looking for flights to the UK. I promise you. They're like, well, might as well go to the UK then. Just like, you know. And they say, look, you have to get a boat from France to the UK, like an illegal boat, and lose your passport there. So fly to France first. And they go, okay. That's it, man. But at least these ones won't be Muslim, because there's no Muslims here. There might be, like, there might be a couple, but you don't see them. You don't see them in the streets. You don't see them in mosques. You don't see any of that crap. I don't know. You call it Islamophobia. You call it anything you want. I hate all religions equally, by the way. I think all religions are equally retarded. control the stupid-minded, the weak-minded. I mean, you don't have to be an idiot, because there's a lot of intelligent people that believe in the idea of a god, etc. Most of them don't really follow the prescripted religions you have. And there's like about 3,000 gods being worshipped, so which one is true? Anyway, they're equally retarded, because we all know that evolution through natural selection happens. It continues to happen, and it always has. We all know that. You can't deny it, no matter if you believe there's a god or not. Anyway, well, I hate all religions equally. So to say I'm Islamophobic or any, I'm all phobic, if you want to call it a phobia, but phobia means an irrational fear or hatred. It's not irrational because there isn't a God, so it's not irrational, you know? And it's not irrational because of all religions, every single one of them, even the Christian ones that they believe they're so great. That's one of the worst ones, by the way. It's pretty much exactly the same as a Muslim religion, the Islamic religion, just different translation of the same shit. Yeah, it's just, they're all as evil as each other. They all want to wipe out every other religion on the planet and every other person that's not part of that religion. That's how it works. We're into a more busier area now. Yes, just walk across the road in front of cars and stuff. That's how it works here, right? No one's going to get run over. Guy there, I would say he's Colombian. I don't know because of the way he's dressed. Anyway. Yeah, man. Have a look at what's going on in the world. Yeah. Tucumanas are like a deep fried Cornish pasty. Or empanada, if you like. Because in South America, empanadas, they're literally pretty much, the Cornish pastas are better because the Cornish pastas generally have, no, not an M, well, it's about the same as them, right? You get these all empanadas, a lot of depends where you get them. A lot of time they have one filling in, you know, whereas Cornish pasty has like chunks of potato as well as beef in. You get that as well, it depends on which country you're in, to be honest. Or also it depends on which city as well, weirdly. But yeah. But tucumanas are like a deep fried version of that. If you'd like. I think they're deep fried. Yeah, they're definitely deep fried. Lots of deep fried. Here they have as well sultanas. Sultanas are the same idea, if you like. As they don't really have empanadas, they have sultanas instead. They're more Cornish pasty. Definitely. With a gravy in. You bite the end off, the corner off, and tip the gravy into your mouth, or else if you bite into it, man, it's just going to go everywhere. Or just give a little tip of it if anyone ever offers a sultana. Then you know what you're doing. Bite the corner off and pour the juice in your mouth. Or else, trust me, your hands will be covered in. And depends on where you buy them, of course, because some put less gravy in than others, but it has been covered in gravy. One bite, that's sometimes. Here they have them. This will be mixed. I was hoping I was going to buy something. I just smiled at it. Where am I going?
Un mensaje más.
Corolla. They don't really. Like, certain countries don't really follow the rules of the road and stuff. They don't really hear either so much. Yes, that's right. It's this ladder against cables to put more cables up. But yeah, that's right. That's exactly how it works. This is very Spanish, right? They staple them to the front of buildings in Spain. But yeah. But cakes. Yeah, croissants are always covered. They always have cheese in them, right? Which is like, you know what I mean? You're just ruining the croissant. And here, in other places, they are definitely covered in honey, coated in honey. In Argentina, they're covered in honey, called media lunas, and they're smaller. And they're crescent moons, but they call them half moons. Who knows why? But that's how it works, right? Yeah. To show you the way into the. I'm not going to. Well, we are going to town. I don't know how long I'm going to have a video going for. Just sort of show you a bit, you know. Yeah. It's happy. It's like a mafia boss. I don't know what that is. I'm not really sure. I've seen that stuff. It's homemade. It might be olive oil. I'm not really sure. I have seen olive oil for sale as well, homemade olive oil and stuff. See, in a minute you see people selling stuff in the streets. And we're going to walk down towards town, and town centres look pretty normal. And you see that. Sure. Cakes. Look at that. Ooh. What, you can't? Oh, look, let's see. What's this? Dead baby llama. I should say it's llama, as they call it. Just English ruins the Spanish language. 100%. There's loads of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's some really small ones there as well. Sadness. My Facebook got closed down for posting a video of that. Honestly, somebody saw a video I posted on my Facebook and complained about it. Honestly, and they closed my Facebook. Crazy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't like Facebook. I didn't use it anyway. I just put it up so I could get in touch with a few old friends, and because of one country I was in Peru, I had to use it for booking. I had to open a Facebook account so I could book tours and stuff. Honestly, truthfully, really bizarre. The way that people use internet in the world is so different. Copy your keys. Llaves. Double L is a Y, right? So llama is yama. Yama, yama, yama. Which is cool, by the way. Yama me, cool me. See, anyway. So what we've been called a llama for all those years is really called a cool. If you want to translate it, the animal's called a cool. Anyway. As in cool, not cold. Doesn't make any sense to it. Selling washing powder. The bread. Right, the bread comes out twice a day. I have to sell on the streets that I've seemed to have worked out. This is likely more of your normal sort of bread you have. And nothing's. Look, this is the other bread they have, but it's not big enough. It don't use any yeast in it. Or levadura, as they call it. And one bread, I don't really like it because it's a more common one. It's going to walk into me regardless. Yeah. Right. There's a lot of Datsun 140s. Yeah. Lots of Datsun 140s. Now, if it is a Datsun 240, or is it 240? Yeah, it's a 240. And they're 120s, it might be 120s. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's lots of Datsuns anyway, which is what Nissan used to be called, right? Now the 240s are really awesome classics. I'd like to buy one, drive one of them around. But I haven't seen a 240. I've only seen, I think they're 140s. They might be 120s. The smaller version, anyway. I don't know how much they're worth in England, but this is the other thing. There's lots of cars that'd be worth money in Europe or the United States. Classics here that you could buy and send to another country and get a lot of profit on it. What the way? So, if anyone wants to make any money on cars and they want me to organise buying one and the export everything for them, and if they're willing to pay the way, I'm willing to do it for them. And I may even do it for myself. Oh, these are cool. These are like juices, smoothers, as we'd call them. Like pineapple juice. I really should be going down this street here, I'm certain. But I'm going to show you the end of this road. I'm not even going to walk on the path. Oh, shall I? Yeah, you can see the other stuff. Street dogs. Who's in the way? Who's in the way? This is disgusting chicken. I don't eat chicken, as no one knows. I do if I'm in a situation where I have no choice. Or politely, depending on company or whatever. But generally I refuse chicken outright. Here, I'm pretty certain if I eat chicken, I'd probably die. Because it's just like, nothing is refrigerated, it's just stored in the fucking sunshine. It's just, they have whole chickens hanging outside of shops and stuff like that. You see that in Peru and Bolivia. You don't really see it in other countries in South America. I haven't been to Venezuela, and I haven't been to Guyana or French Guiana, and I haven't been to Suriname. Okay. They call them chorizos, but we just call them sausages. Well, those ones probably are, because chorizo in Spain, in the Spanish where it comes from, means it's got paprika with it. But they call all fat sausages chorizos here, no matter what they're with. Yeah, but the ones that just sat on the side, they really want to eat. There's a street up here on the left where you get the freshest stuff. Honestly, truthfully, there's a butcher's up there where it gets really good. It's not the cheapest. It's not the cheapest. Like, I say it's not the cheapest, but what we're doing, comparing to where we're comparing to, you know? Because everywhere's cheap if you compare it to the UK, for instance, you know? Like, I bought some roast beef and did literally the only thing I didn't make a Yorkshire pudding. I should have made some Yorkshire puddings, but I didn't. But I did all the veg and everything for Sunday roast. You know, you roast potatoes and all that, and yeah, up there, and it was expensive for my girlfriend. It was like, because how much I spent, but roast dinner with like all fresh broccoli and cauliflower and everything and fresh peas, depodded the peas and everything, you know. and it come to about £10 in English pounds. Yeah, and I had broccoli and cauliflower left over, for instance, and you know, and it was great. It was full like roast dinner with gravy. Gravy was expensive. Gravy was really fucking expensive. Yeah, man, I'm not boiling bones to make a stock and shit, right? So yeah, gravy was expensive. It really was. Like imagine one serving of gravy in like a sachet that you'd get for a serving for like for two people. I mean, it said for four, but it wasn't. It was literally for two people. It was about £2. Yeah, which that doesn't sound too bad. But you could buy a whole pot of gravy that lasts you for a week for £2 in England, right? And that's fucking expensive here. You know, I spend like £6-7 a day. Yeah, literally. And not always spend that, you know, but that's the most I spend. Obviously, it also depends on what you're doing, doesn't it, really? I can travel to another town. Yeah, I could travel for like 8 hours by bus for about £2 as well. Okay, you can see it's a lot busier, a lot more people, a lot more stuff going on. I want to go see. Should I show you some more stuff? I can show you some stuff and I'm going to go that way. Oh, I don't need to. Okay. Just for some prices. Just so you guys have an idea of prices. Oh god, that is terrible. What's in there? It's also from the people. More bread. There's a woman. Oh, I've gone past her. There's a woman here. Yeah, I've gone past her to the other street. There's a woman here where I buy all my flour and stuff. It's literally, she's just like got one of these sort of things. Because it's like good quality. And it's so cheap. There's no normal phones that we know. Oh, there's an A4. No, I still won't make those. So Samsung. Let's have an idea. A5s. The S is the good ones, right? And the A's are the more basic ones. They only have the A's here. They don't have the S's here ever. Never see them. But let's get an idea of prices. Scuba amigo, ¿tú trabajas aquí? ¿Cuánto precio para eso Samsung Galaxy A5?
1750.
1700. Ah, vale, está bien. Muchas más gracias. 115 quid, roughly. Yes, 115 quid, roughly. About the same price as UK, right? Okay, I don't really want to go this way. There's nothing. This street goes round and up. It goes into the centre as well. No, this is why you can cross the road with traffic, because this would go so fucking slow. Man, this car stopped. I'm an idiot. Whee! Lost connection. Right. The markets. This is every day. They have in, which is the next town up, city. It's the second biggest city. They have the biggest market in the whole of South America every Thursday and Sunday. Although I'd say on Sunday is the biggest, because on Thursday, so it's still massive, but yeah. But here, this is every day of the week they have markets in pretty much every street. You buy everything you can ever think of, everything you think of. Chocolate covered peanuts, I didn't know what they're called. Because like I was finding like the chocolate coloured raisins all the time. But I don't see the chocolate covered peanuts. I like chocolate covered peanuts. Yeah, I know, random. Just anyway. Standard market, right? Everything is better if you replace one ingredient with chocolate. For an example, box of raisins. Like, hey, here's one for you. I just saw, I just watched a travel man the other day in Barcelona. I used to live in Barcelona. I didn't watch all of it, just watched a little bit. Um, and anyway, you mentioned that chubba chups, as we call them, the lollipops, come from Barcelona. That's where they're made. Yeah, they're called chupa chups. It's like suck and suck, or suck and lick. Chupa. Chupa means suck. So honestly, it's chupa. We just pronounced it wrong. Anyway. Thought I'd pass that on. 22. So you find, depends where you are, which street and which person you speak to, but you find that a lot of these products will be the same sort of prices as they are or was in England. Okay? I can't really relate to England. The last time I really could relate there is 7 years ago. That's the truth. Yeah. Shampoo. Yeah. She's definitely promoting the chocolate. Or hot chocolate, really. This is expensive. I know this is expensive. I don't know how much it is, but I know that it's expensive. I guarantee it. But it's like the crappiest shit in the world. Like, bear in mind, in South America, yeah? Why would you ever buy freeze-dried? Look. No es café. It's not coffee. Why would you buy freeze-dried? It's not coffee, when you could buy like coffee beans or filtered coffee, like ground beans, ready to go, filtered coffee, for half the price of that. And in South America, this is where the beans are growing, right? Most of them, right? It's really weird actually, because we all love Colombian coffee, right, or Brazilian coffee, like you buy that in England, right? And when you're in Brazil, they sell like coffee like in flasks at the side of the street or whatever. It's always with sugar. You have to ask when you ask for coffee. You have to ask for it no sugar, or else to put sugar in it. They literally kill the flavour of the coffee by adding sugar to it. And this is a country where we don't want to do that, or I don't ever want to do that. I drink my coffee black with no milk or sugar. You know, it's perfect. I like the flavour of the coffee, you know? Whereas the countries where they come from, you can't taste the coffee. All you can taste is the sweet sugar. Literally. It's crazy. So, like, what we'd expect them to be more extreme than us, you know? You'd think they'd be like Italians or something. It's not offence to Italians. I really like Italy. I really like the coffee there. I really like everything about Italy. The food's amazing. Possibly the best in the world. apparently it is, and Japan is second. Oh, I'm not sure. One or the other is better, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, they would go mad at seeing them how they prepare the coffee and do the coffees here. Also, oh man, here they do this distillado. It's like, you know, like the coffee syrup you get in England from Camp Coffee for making coffee cakes, etc. Yeah, with just essence of coffee, and I don't really think it contains any caffeine. They use that to make a coffee flavoured water. Honestly, truthfully, I don't. Yeah, it's like, it's like, man, this is where it comes from, and you're really gonna. This is really gonna ruin that. Anyway, you see a lot of Zara labels, by the way. They won't be Zara, there may be, but most likely going to be copies. Zara's huge Spanish company, I believe. Well, it's huge in Spain. I'm pretty certain it's owned by. I'm pretty certain. In fact, I'm 99.9% sure he hasn't sold the company. A guy in Dubai owns Zara. I'm pretty certain he hasn't sold it. Anyway, yeah, but everyone believes it was be Spanish and owned by a woman, but definitely not. And the guy that manages it, or the guy that used to manage it, who I were lucky enough to have dinner with one time, he's from Egypt originally. But anyway, yeah. Zara. You see a lot of Zara. You see a lot of different makes. Most of the time would be copies. Most of the time. Sometimes you find the originals. In fact, the best place to find originals is at the market on a Sunday, Thursday and Sunday, where you find originals. Sometimes second-hand originals, but they'll be so fucking new that it doesn't matter. Or sometimes you find originals, like new originals as well. More second-hands than there are news, but you still do find them on the market, believe it or not. But yeah. On the same account, it's well worth searching the market for second-hands, because you find really good quality clothing for somehow nobody knows how it's managed to become second-hand so quickly, although when you look at the makes of them. I bought a hoodie, a Bathe and Ape hoodie. Do you know a Bathe and Ape? If not, look them up. One of those hoodies will cost you £400. I paid £15, I think, £20. Yeah. Not bad, eh? 400 quid hoodie for £20. So yeah, people actually do. I know somebody who does this. They search for the second-hand goods and new as well, if they can find the new originals. They buy them here and they send them back. And this one person I know of, sends them to believe it or not, Italy, and they sell them in Italy. Because second-hand clothing in Italy is worth a lot more than it is here. And it's the same brands, obviously. There's a lot of Americans. Just offended loads of people from the USA. I'm sorry, but generally your clothes are shite. Not all of them. And Levi's do a couple of good models, but not all of them. I'll mention this because at the moment there's a. I'll go this way. At the moment there's a huge. I brought about some advert for American Eagle, which, by the way, the worst fitting pair of jeans I've ever tried in my life. There's loads of American Eagle crap here. That's why I tried them. Never saw them in the UK. Didn't know it existed, but I bought a pair before this advert nonsense. I tried my hardest not to wear them because they're the worst fitting pair of jeans ever. Fruit. ¿Es naranja?
No, ensalada
Ah, son diferentes frutas. ¿Cuánto es el precio? Ah, muchas más gracias. Okay, so that would be 30 pence. Is that right? 30 pence, yeah. Probably think of one and buy it. I thought if it was just orange juice with oranges in, I'm happy. But what I don't want is half a glass of what are they called? Bananas. Platanos. I was going to say platanos because that's what they're called here, but bananas. Because I don't like bananas. So yeah, I don't need to go this way. Should I go this way? Or just go that way? Oh, yeah, okay. That's why I was going to go this way. Because where I want to go is over there. Well, I'm going this way because there's a church here. You can see there's a huge difference between like a Spanish colony and an English colony. I mean, like India, for instance, is a third world shithole, right? But they also landed on the moon. And that's the English colony. But there's loads of English colonies, such as it's a bit unfair because they're still, you know, I don't want to categorise them as being under England by being colonised by them because they're not. They're better than, such as Australia, for instance. You know, these sort of things. There's loads of countries that have been developed by England, even the USA, you could say, because they're originally English, and then rebelled against the idea of paying tax, and they paid more tax, and pay a lot more towards armed forces than anyone else in the world. Anyway, developed, you know. USA is 249 years, is that right? 250 next year, I think. Yeah, 250 next year has to be, right? 250 years next year. And that's developed and grown and massive. And Canada and Australia and all the English colonies, there's lots of them around the world. As we all know, because English will get ripped about forming the most amount of Independence Days. But anyway, all these countries did really well. But then look at all the Spanish colonies and the Portuguese. Look at Brazil, and they're so fucking third world. It's unbelievable in comparison to others. You know, and I'm not saying it's bad because it's developed. You know, it's. You know, okay, so we've been put on, amigo. Doesn't know where he's walking. He looks a bit drunk as well, to be fair. So they're walking. They always walk in front of you, by the way. That's one of the bad things here. Is disrespect to other humans, is rather than respect to other humans. A bit like the Spanish, but that's the way it works. Yeah. Honestly, truthfully, people think I'm racist against the Spanish. I'm not. I just have an opinion. I lived there for 3 years, and generally, I just it depends on the people. Yeah, shouldn't say anything bad about them. Latino. Guy just walked past a guy and he went "Gringo," which is a bit offensive, really. But, you know. Imagine I walked around all day going, Latino, Latino, pointed at people, you know. Anyway, so it rolls. Holding onto my phone. Cholita.
I can't deny that Moreno turned down the 5 offer. To me, it was a crazy idea.
Oh man, you know what? I just did myself a disfavour. I want to go to a shop that's just over there. Anyway, let's go into town. Fuck. We can walk round. We can walk round. It's so good to me. I don't want to walk down that way. I'm going to go back. I have to go through a market. It's a fat out. And the best thing to do would be stop recording, put my phone away because I don't have to chase after someone and get my phone back. Literally. It's not literally, it's not rough. They're just certain areas, certain streets, certain little dark areas where you should be careful. He put on, he kind of walked into me. I tried to walk round him and he was looking at his phone, but I apologised to him because I'm polite, honestly.
No, a las 9 voy a venir aquí a la oficina de ayudar.
Man. I do myself the worst deals, don't I? It's probably copied memory. I bought, you hear a story? I bought a Samsung memory card for my phone. I had an original hologram sticker on it and everything, you know. Nothing massively big. 64 gigs. Put in my phone and all that sort of stuff, yeah. Move the games and all the crap. I don't really want to plug up my phone onto that, and it's for pictures and stuff. And when my phone did an automatic update, it tried to update some of the stuff on this, like the programs, on this memory card, but the memory card was obviously a copy, because I'm sure the one I've got now is a copy, even if it was supposed to be an original, which I don't use one anymore because of this. I bought another one. I had to try and transfer some files. Anyway, it doesn't matter about that, but the fact is it tried to update a dodgy memory card, and it couldn't update the programs, and it just like destroyed my phone really. And it stopped working properly and everything, and I took it out and put a different one in, and it started running faster than normal again. And then, where am I going? Completely the wrong way. Yeah, so I ended up flashing my phone, but it didn't succeed in flashing, and it corrupted it anyway. Basically, I had to do that because when I tried to update it and all that sort of stuff, and then ruined it. Like my banking apps weren't working because the download hadn't downloaded properly, so it's corrupted. So it's thinking it was like a dodgy, like jailbroken phone or whatever, and it wasn't. So I had to get a new phone. So I just got one with 256 gigabytes of memory on. You know, never have to get another SIM card again, a memory card again. But yeah, dodgy copy shit from China. Oh look, this is Gucci, right? By Zara. It might not be cheap either, by the way. It may be, but it might not be cheap. It'd be cheap in comparison to the UK, most probably. Not always. Nickel dusters, anyone? That's right. My video will probably get taken down because of the music in the background I have no control over. We'll see. We'll see. Huh. Well, I'm not going on the street. Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong street. I don't want to go on this street. I don't know what's going on here. Too busy talking and walking on. And I walk down here and I really want to be not getting run over. Oh, man. halfway up. It's okay. Cool. These shops that sell all the miniature gear and stuff are really good. They are really good. Because you get the best quality products there, to be fair. Strawberries and Cream shopping centre. One of them, one of the millions. Machiavelli.
Buenas tardes. De este material.
I believe you have to show your ID to buy something that says police on it. I believe. I think this way. Yeah, slightly out of breath, but it's the altitude as well. Like, everything's in meters, right? So this is like 3,600 meters above sea level. Right. Go and Google how high Ben Nevis is. My bed is 3,771 meters above sea level where I sleep, you know? So the air is thinner. Oh, cool, look at this. Oh, I'll be able to get, yeah, look. Okay. I'll be able to get a St. George's Cross for my bags. Made there. Okay. This is the street. This is the place. I know where I am. It's good for travelling. I mean, I like to keep my stuff, like, make it visible. Stick a St. George's Cross on it. Pretty much guaranteed no one's going to really touch it, maybe. Or maybe I'm just thinking people are intelligent enough not to mess with an English guy and stuff. So the street I was going to walk down earlier, which is, by the way, this is some honey meal, as they call it. Honey. Is this the street I was going to walk down earlier? I said that this is the street I walked down. It's this one here. Looks more dead llamas. They don't really do that to the alpacas. But the alpacas don't really have a lot, or have a lot to do with alpacas here. They used to eat them, but they don't eat them anymore. They've got substitute for chicken, which is weird because alpaca tastes better. And they eat llamas, or llamas if you like, they eat that. But it's kind of dry, and it's always like, they always do it like a beef jerky idea, generally. Not always, but most of the time it's like a beef jerky idea. And it's nasty, it's salty and horrible. But hey, oh yeah, that more. Yeah, that little babies. Shall I zoom in on some like fetus? My phone's trying to connect to some Wi-Fi. As I'm walking past, and they're not real. This is like tourist area. Uh, this is okay for an English breakfast or eggs Benedict. But obviously you're going to pay tourist prices. Yeah. Lucky Yama. Been there once, wasn't keen. On the road, obviously. A little guitar thing. Can't remember what it's called actually. Lo siento, yo no veo. Lo siento, yo no veo cuando tú escribo, lo siento. ¿Qué quieres para... ¿Le cuento para qué, amigo? Y lo siento. Yo no veo eso, el problema es con sol y yo no veo eso. Pero ¿qué quieres? Mira, también tengo muchos señal aquí. Ese es the Witches Market. The Witches Market.